guys, it's Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the second part to my overly huge birthday book haul. And thinking back on it, I think I was wearing this exact same shirt in that haul. Is that possible? This was like one of my favorite shirts, so it's definitely possible, yeah. But let's just get into these books because there's a lot of them and this video is already gonna be way too long. So the first three I want to show you I didn't actually buy. We had sort of like a, I don't know, they've been like reorganizing stuff at the Japanese Institute at uni. So they were giving, like, you could just like take stuff from there for free. And I picked 3 books that I have no idea what they're about. The first is called The Millennium Bug, and I think this is a translation into Japanese. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And I don't know what it's about. I don't know if this is non-fiction or fiction. I need to look into it. And then I have these 2 small ones, which are part of a series, but I can't read the title and I haven't gotten around to trying to translate it. So I don't know what they're about, but mainly I got them because they looked really pretty. And yeah, good reasoning. The next book I want to show you is one I've actually already read because I literally couldn't resist the second I got it, and that is Pines by Blake Crouch. This is the first book in the Wayward Pines trilogy, and you have to wait for my wrap-up, but this book, you guys, this book is just so good. It is a sci-fi thriller, I think. Basically it follows this FBI agent that gets sent into the town of Wayward Pines to track down 2 other FBI agents that have gone there on a mission and disappeared. He wakes up in the town at first not knowing who he is and where he is and what he's doing, and he starts talking to the villagers and to the townspeople, and he slowly starts to realize that he might not actually be able to leave the town again. So therefore, I think it is fairly unsurprising that I already bought the rest of the series. The second book is called Wayward, and the third book is called The Last Town. And even though these books are technically the same editions, I don't know why they changed the covers, and I'm not particularly happy with it. But at least the like material of they all like have like a little bit of a velvety feel to them, and I like that they kept that at least for the third book. So yeah, I'm just so excited to read these. So when I'm filming this, it's still November and I still have a lot to read this month, but these are probably the first books I'm gonna pick up in December because I can't wait. I've been thinking about continuing a series, like, I don't know, every day my thoughts wander off to Pines, so yeah, these need to happen. And next I'm going to show you 3 books that my wonderful boyfriend brought me from London. He went to London on a university trip, and I kept badgering him to bring me books, and so he did, and he even sent me like shots of the bookshelves to ask me which one I wanted, which is so cute. And he got me 3 books. The first one is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Yes, here he is again. I think this book came out last year and so many people have been raving about it. I think it's also a sci-fi thriller, but I don't really know too much about it. I think it's about a man who wakes up, who's like married and has a child, and then one day he wakes up and they're not his wife and child. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's sort of like an alternate universe. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. But considering how much I like Pines, I think that I will like this one as well. The second book he got me is Homegoing by Yasi. Personally, I really love this cover, by the way. I think this also was big like last year, and so many people have said it's amazing, and I really wanted to get it for the longest time. I think it is both set in Africa in Ghana and in Mississippi in the US, and it follows 2 sisters that have 2 very different lives, and it just sounds super fascinating, and I've heard like only good things about this, so really excited. And finally, I have The Threebody Problem by Cixin Liu. I don't know what the tones of the name are, but anyway, this is a work of Chinese science fiction, I think, and it was translated by Ken Liu, who's also written his own books. And I don't, again, know too much about this. I only know that it is set to the backdrop of the Chinese Cultural Revolution, and I've recently been really getting into historical fiction novels because set in China, because I know so much more about Chinese history now, so they all kind of make more sense. I feel like with a lot of books If you don't know the historical setting, like, it's very difficult to get them, and very difficult to even be interested in what's happening in the book because it doesn't carry any meaning. But yeah, I really am excited to read this. And here we go again. This is Three Souls by Cheney Chang, and it is also set in China, I think in the year 1935, yes. And apparently, I didn't know this, but the Chinese have this belief that they have like 3 souls, I think. And apparently this book follows a woman who has passed away, and she watches her own funeral as a ghost, and she's accompanied by 3 souls who, like, I don't know, help her work through her life or something like that, because she must make amends for something. I don't exactly know, but it sounds very interesting, and again, Chinese historical fiction, it's like my jam currently. So the next book, I'm a little apprehensive of because of what I've heard about it, and that is Hex by Thomas Oldehuvelt. Sorry, probably butchered that name. This book looks very unassuming. I think the title is like very nice. Could be middle grade. It's not. It is a horror novel. This is set in a small town, and the people of this town are visited every night by a woman with her eyes sewn shut. I think she's a witch, and it sounds terrifying. And I saw it on From Book to Book End. Is that her name? Is that her name? I don't know. Hannah's channel. And I've been obsessed with her videos recently. And she talked about this, and she made it sound so scary. And I mean, just like thinking about someone having their eyes sewn shut, I'm like, and she watches people sleep, like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I can read this anytime soon, so maybe I'll keep it till next October. But then I should be moved in with my boyfriend, and then I won't be as scared, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Let me know if you've read this, because I haven't actually heard anything about this besides on Hannah's channel. Next, I have another thriller that I've heard a lot of good things about, and that is 6 Stories by Matt Wieselowski. I don't know why his name is not on the front cover. I think that's kind of weird. But as far as I know, this book is written based on the podcast Serial, which I've recently gotten into, and I really enjoyed the first season. I'm not as into the topic matter of the second season, so I kind of stopped listening, but first season is amazing. And if you didn't know, it's like a true crime podcast where this woman, like, I don't know if she's a journalist. I don't think she's a journalist, but she's like researching a case that of like somebody who's been convicted of something, but like the circumstances of what happened are very muddy, and like it's really questionable if the person did it or if they're like what happened. Like it's very unsure what happened. And I think that this is kind of written in the same sense that this like podcast person has like interviews like 6 people that tell a completely different story of the same murder. And yeah, it says 1 body, 6 stories, which one is true. So I'm really just excited to read this. It's also very short, and I don't know. Let me know if you've read this one as well. Next, I have a book that I've been waiting for a bit. I don't know why this took so long to be delivered, but that is Acceptance by Jeff Vandermeer. This is the conclusion to the Southern Reach trilogy, and I just read the second one a few weeks ago, so I really want to dive into this one soon. And as soon as I've read this one, I'll do a complete review on the entire trilogy, because I think it's kind of underrated. I mean, the second one wasn't like the best. I'm hoping that this third book is gonna pick up the series, like the same vibes as the first book again, and kind of take me back to that place where I felt so creeped out, and I just like want some answers as well. So really excited to read this one. And then we get into some secondhand books that I got from Amazon Marketplace, as always. The first is Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, and I really wanted the other cover, but they didn't have it, so here we go. I love this like large edition with like the black and white. So pretty. Anyway, I don't even know what this is about, but I think it's like possibly some sort of a domestic thriller, but don't ask me. I have no idea. Mainly just got it because of the good reviews and it was cheap. And then the next one is Radiance by Catherine M. Valenti. This I think is like a space opera that's supposed to be very typically Catherine M. Valenti, and I've only ever read Deathless by her, but I really loved her style of writing, and I thought I just enjoyed everything. I tried reading The Girl Who Navigated the girl who circumnavigated fairyland in a ship of her own making. But it's middle grade. I'm not a big fan of middle grade, so I couldn't get through it. But I'm hoping to dive into this one soon and just like see what I think of her now, because it's been several years that I've read Deathless. And the last secondhand book I have to show you is Full Dark No Stars by Stephen King. This is a short story collection that I've heard great things about. Like, so many people have been saying that this is like just like, I don't know, like a really good mix of some of his best stories, so I'm really excited about that. I will say that this cover came really dirty, and I tried to clean it, but even now I'm still a little apprehensive of like actually touching it, because there was just like some gunk on it. Like, I don't even want to know what that was, but like, why would they not even clean it a little bit? Like, that's a bit weird. And finally, I want to show you two non-fiction books that I also got this month, and the first one is Young Stalin by Simon Sebag Montefiore. And this Simon Sebag Montefiore is like I feel like the authority on Russian history, and he's written several non-fiction books on Russian history, and I'm like, this is the first one of his that I bought because it just like sounds really interesting, but I really want to get the others as well. So let me know if you've read something by him and which you would recommend. This is basically just like a biography of Stalin, I think, and I really like this cover and also like the back of it, because it says like urchin, choir boy, I can't speak, choir boy, student, priest, poet, lover, pirate, gangster, killer, commissar. So yeah, also he was pretty handsome, don't you think? And finally, I got another blockchain related book, and this is Blockchain Basics, a non-technical introduction in 25 steps by Daniel Drescher. I've read the first of my blockchain books now, and it was very interesting, so I'm hoping to get into this very soon as well. And that's everything for the second part of my huge birthday book haul. Yeah, I'm putting myself on a book buying ban at least until Christmas, ideally until 2018. Not that that's like much of a time difference, it's like 1 week. One more week. I really can't buy any more books. I am reading like crazy, and still I am nowhere near like keeping up with my book buying, and that's a problem. So I'm putting myself on a budget of 0 for at least a month, because it's just a little out of control. And I feel like I'm in a really good place where I have like everything that is like every kind of genre, everything that I'm like really interested in. I can read off as much as I want. It's been a while since I've been into fantasy, but even fantasy I have stuff to read off, so I'm pretty good for now. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you've read any of these books and which one sounds the most interesting to you. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos every Tuesday and Friday. In the meantime, head on over there and check out some other videos that I recently did. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!